All right, let's talk real. If you believe, like I do, that the entire NFL is underestimating the Las Vegas Raiders, then say it with your chest. Or at the very least, smash that like button, because this team is being slept on hard. And it's time we wake some people up. I'm not just saying this to stir the pot. I've been watching what this organization has been building, the moves they've made from top to bottom, and I'll be honest with you, it looks and feels like a completely different team than what we've seen in the past. It's not the same old Raiders. There's something brewing in Vegas, and it's time to start paying attention. And here's the kicker. Rich Eisen, one of the most respected voices in football media, has already put the Raiders on his sleeper list. Not just casually mentioned, he ranked them number 2. That's right. Last year, he had them at number 5. And this time around, he bumped them all the way up to 2nd. That should raise some eyebrows. Because if you look back at last year's number 2 sleeper on Eisens' list, it was the Washington Commanders. You remember what happened there? Brand new quarterback, brand new coaching regime, and they ended up storming all the way to the NFC Championship game. That's not a coincidence. That's a blueprint. And I'm telling you right now, the Raiders are following that very same model. So what am I going to do today? I'm going to break it all down. Why I agree with Eisen. Why I believe this Las Vegas Raiders squad is a legit sleeper from top to bottom, not just a maybe they'll win a few more games kind of sleeper. I'm talking about a team that can shake up the AFC playoff picture. And let me start with the obvious but still very important. First, reason. Nobody thinks they can win. That's why they're a sleeper. Nobody outside of Raider Nation is giving this team a shot. Ask any average NFL fan if the Raiders are a playoff caliber team, and you'll probably get a hard no. Ask if they can compete in the AFC West, and you'll probably hear laughter. And honestly, I don't blame them. Not yet. Because the Raiders haven't given the rest of the league a real reason to believe in a long time. The expectations are low. Right now, Vegas has their projected win total set at 6.5 games. 6.5. That's not just low. That's borderline disrespectful. And yeah, I'll take the over on that all day, every day. They're predicted to finish last in the AFC West. Again. They went 0-6 in the division last year. I know it hurts, but it's the truth. They got the 26th best Super Bowl odds at plus 10,000. Let's put that in perspective. 25 teams are viewed as more likely to win it all than the Raiders. But you know what? That's exactly what makes them dangerous. You can't be a sleeper team if everyone expects you to win. That's why you'll never see the Kansas City Chiefs on a sleeper list. Everybody already knows what they're capable of. But the Raiders, they're the team nobody's watching. And that's exactly why they're worth watching. Now, let's talk about history for a second, because this matters. The last time the Raiders won a playoff game, January 19th, 2003. Their last division title, 2002. Since then, they've racked up 228 losses, second most in the league over that span, behind only the Cleveland Browns. That's a tough pill to swallow for any fan base. And yet here we are, new ownership stake, new front office, new coaching staff, new quarterback. It feels like a reset, like the slate has finally been wiped clean and they're building something from the ground up, the right way. And I really believe that's why this team has the potential to catch people off guard, because they're not carrying the same baggage. They've got new leadership with a proven track record of winning. Let's dive into that front office. John Spytek is now running the show as general manager, and I absolutely love it. They didn't just grab any random exec. They went after guys with experience, guys who've worked under some of the best football minds in the game. Brian Stark, Anthony Patch, names that may not mean much to the casual fan, but these are people who've worked under Howie Roseman in Philly, Omar Khan in Pittsburgh. Guys who understand how to build competitive rosters, not just for one season, but for sustained success. That's how you change the culture. Then there's the coaching staff. I mean, come on. Pete Carroll is your head coach. We're talking about a guy who's won at every level, a national championship in college and a Super Bowl in the NFL. And he didn't just win, he created a culture, a team identity, something the Raiders have lacked for a long time. Add in Chip Kelly as offensive coordinator, fresh off a national championship, and Patrick Graham returning as defensive coordinator. That might be the best 1-2 coordinator punch the Raiders have had in 20 years. I'm not even exaggerating. And don't forget about quarterback coach Greg Olsen, a veteran presence who knows how to get the best out of his signal callers. When you blend that kind of experience with the energy and hunger that comes with a new era, It creates something special. I call it the Raiders Fab Five. Tom Brady is minority owner, Pete Carroll leading the team, John Spytek in the front office, Chip Kelly designing the offense, and Patrick Graham running the defense. That's a championship-level infrastructure. Plain and simple. I don't care if people think it's premature. That's how championship teams are born, through leadership and vision. And look, I get it. You might be thinking, that all sounds great, but what about on the field? Fair question. So let's go there. Let's talk quarterback. Because this team finally, folks, improved at the most important position in the game. Say what you want about Gino Smith, but he is by far the best quarterback this franchise has had since the 2016 version of Derek Carr. The past few years, it's been a mess. Aiden O'Connell, Jimmy Garoppolo, Brian Hoyer, Marcus Mariota, Desmond Ridder. The list goes on. None of them gave this team a real shot to contend. Gino does. People don't realize how big of an upgrade this is. Gino has proven he can win games, protect the football, and operate an offense efficiently. He's not flashy, but he's consistent. And in a league that revolves around quarterback play, that alone can be the difference between 6 wins and 10. Let's add some context here. Gino Smith has played 12 indoor games in his career. In those 12 dome games, he's thrown 30 touchdowns to just 5 interceptions. His quarterback rating, 110.8. That's elite. Now compare that to his outdoor numbers, where he still plays well, but the difference is clear. Indoors, where weather isn't a factor, Gino thrives. And guess what? The Raiders play 12 dome games this season. This is not just about vibes or optimism. These are facts. This is about numbers. Gino is statistically better in the very environment the Raiders will be playing in most of the year. And when you pair him with Chip Kelly's up-tempo, spread-heavy system, you're putting him in the best position to succeed. It's a perfect match. And it's not just Gino. The Raiders have built a supporting cast of young, hungry players that love football. Guys like Jackson Powers-Johnson, Brock Bowers, Ashton Ginty, and of course Max Crosby, still only in his late 20s and playing like a man possessed. These dudes live and breathe football. They give anything to win. That energy is infectious. Now imagine blending that with veterans like Alex Kappa and Elandon Roberts, pros who bring that lunch pail mentality every single day. You've got younger guys trying to prove themselves and older guys trying to leave a legacy. That's a powerful mix. And when everyone in that building is pulling in the same direction, when everyone buys in, that's when magic happens. You even have players like Colton Miller and Jacoby Myers showing up to voluntary workouts. They don't have to. They're not guaranteed new contracts, but they're showing up because they believe in what's being built. That's a culture shift. That's a Pete Carroll effect. Let's also talk schedule, because I think this is a sneaky important part of the conversation. The Raiders don't have a brutal opening stretch. In fact, the front half of their schedule is relatively manageable. That's huge for a team trying to find its identity. New coach, new quarterback, new system. It takes time to gel. And the NFL doesn't always give you that time. But this year, it feels like the Raiders might get just enough runway to build confidence before they hit the gauntlet. That is the back half of the season. If they can stack some early wins, build momentum, get the offense clicking, they'll be in a really good spot come November and December, because that's when it matters most. And I'm telling you, that Week 18 game against the Kansas City Chiefs, that could be the one. Imagine going into that game with a playoff spot on the line. Or imagine knocking off the Chiefs in a must-win scenario to get in. That's the kind of game that changes the narrative. That's the kind of game that turns doubters into believers. Because if you can beat Kansas City, you can beat anyone. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Las Vegas is buzzing with speculation this week as whispers grow louder around the newest addition to the Raiders roster. According to sources close to the organization, Charles Grant, the promising defensive back who recently signed with the team, has reportedly been named the starting safety for the 2025 season. A surprising move that has fans and analysts raising eyebrows across the league. Though the Raiders have yet to release an official depth chart, insiders say that Grant has already impressed during off-season workouts and team activities, earning the trust of coaches and potentially leapfrogging more experienced veterans for a starting role. The decision, still unofficial, is being interpreted by some as a bold vote of confidence from the new-look defensive staff under coordinator Marcus Edwards. Grant, known for his explosiveness and aggressive play style, has long been on the radar of teams looking to inject youth and energy into their secondaries. After going undrafted in 2023 and spending time on practice squads, his ascent appears meteoric and perhaps a bit unexpected. Those close to the Raiders suggest that his leadership in the locker room and film room discipline were key factors in his rapid rise. While the Raiders have struggled defensively in recent years, this potential move hints at a philosophical shift, trusting raw, hungry talent over established names. It's a gamble that could either spark a turnaround or leave the team exposed, depending on how Grant handles the pressure of a starting NFL role. Whether this rumor becomes reality when the team takes the field in September remains to be seen. But one thing is clear, Charles Grant's name is one fans should keep an eye on. Could this be the beginning of a breakout season or just a preseason storyline that fizzles out? Only time will tell in Las Vegas. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.